We're very grateful to the Salvation Army. This organization, not only here in Chicago, but throughout the country and throughout the world, is on a mission. They don't build churches and temples and mosques. They build community centers. They rebuild your soul by all the volunteers and men and women that work for the Salvation Army and volunteer. They don't look at the race. They don't look at the color or creed. They don't look at the income. They just said, you need a helping hand. And the mission here in the city of Chicago, they've been in the forefront of the reentry people coming back from prison, alcohol, drug abuse, families and children. They've been all in the forefront. They don't build an edifice to themselves. They have a mission in their heart and soul to help a child and help an adult. Now that's completely different from a lot of religions. And I point that out. I have no problem to say that. And I'm a Catholic, so don't worry. Don't worry about that. And my theory about life is what you're doing, not on a Friday or Saturday, but what you're doing 24 hours, 7 days a week in the city of Chicago. We are very grateful to the Salvation Army because what they're doing on a daily basis, they don't want to be recognized. They just want to save that soul. That's an exceptional organization of saving souls here in the city of Chicago. I'm very, very grateful. In the history of the city of Chicago, the Salvation Army has been there continually on behalf of the city of Chicago. Let's give them a round of applause and thank them. And to Ray and Joan Kroc, business leaders. They pay their state, their local, and federal taxes. Why should they give money on behalf of an organization like this? They don't have to do this. Remember, no other business leader in the world gives money to charity except American business leaders, and corporations do that. Why do they do that? The rest of the world doesn't do it, but why should they do it? Because they have a soul. They believe they've been enriched by God through a lot of ways, and they give back into the community. And here in the United States of America, we are fortunate to have business leaders. Now, it's very common for politicians to beat up the business leaders. You know that. So make you happy about it. But the business leaders, Ray and Joan Kroc, didn't have to do this. They could have just said, we're not giving any money. But they did it. And we're very, very grateful to Ray and Joan Kroc family for that. And the history, I guess the history is about Chicago politics. That's kind of it. One community on the south side said, we don't need this community center. But that person heard about it, ran to my office and said, I want it. I don't care what that south side community says. I don't care what the leaders say. I want this in the 34th Ward, not only for the south side, but for the suburban area. And Carrie Austin made the case on behalf of this community, and we are very, very grateful for her participation. And that is called real leadership, determination, guts, discipline, and stamina to stay with it. She was never, ever going to give that up. Community meetings, educating people, how important the Ray and Joan Kroc Center would be to this community, to all the families and to children. And when you think about this, it's an auditorium. It's a family and life education. I really like this. Center will host programs and activities for family and life education. An auditorium, a fitness center, worship and spiritual education, outdoor space, LEED certified, dealing with the environment, creating more construction jobs, permanent jobs in the community, and ready to serve over 2,500 residents. And to me, that's what this is all about. We are very, very thankful to a lot of people. The city of Chicago has approved an allocation of new market tax credits of up to $20 million. And that is very important. This is a heavily contaminated area. I want to thank all those that are involved, especially the Chicago White Sox and Chicago Bulls that are here with Mike Reinsdorf, Scottie Pippen. This family, Reinsdorf, is just like Ray and Joan Kroc. They do more things here in the city of Chicago. I just want to make sure you know that. They, charity after charity, when we call upon the Bulls and the White Sox, they are there for charities all over the city and metropolitan area. Let's give them a round of applause and thank them. So again, it's leadership, determination, and vision. And when you have willing to make a decision, regardless of what people say about the projects, and Kerry Austin knew how important this was to this community, and Anthony Beal, they realized, and Joanne Thompson and others out here, how important this was. And I want to thank all the community for supporting them. And most importantly, I thank the Salvation Army. All those past, present, and those in the future are determined to help more and more people and save their souls. Doesn't care what race, doesn't care what creed. They don't ask any questions. The only thing they want to do is the salvation of your soul. Thank God for the Salvation Army. Thank you.